All right, guys, now we are gonna make a cool tic-tac-toe board, all right? We're gonna do a fun paint design on this ceramic tile. But first we need to do is we need to mask off our tic-tac-toe lines. So you're gonna have some strips of paper, of sticky stencil, just like we used on our board art. And all you do is you're using them just like a sticker. All right, so you just peel that back off and you just line it up where you want your tic-tac-toe board to be. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just kind of fun and whimsical. All right, and then remember that sticky paper from our board art? Here we go again. We're gonna use this to mask off our beach. All right, you can get yourself some scissors, and I'm just gonna go right here from corner to corner maybe. Yeah, I think right there I'm gonna make a small beach. And I'm just gonna go and cut it in kind of a fun little wiggle design for the beach. All right. And then I can put that right there like that. So I'm gonna peel off that sticky part and I'm gonna put it down there like that. And that's gonna be my beach. I'm gonna rub. All right, and what we're doing is we are masking off the areas that we don't want the paint to get on right now, okay? So our beach we don't want painted and our lines we don't want painted, okay? So we're gonna do a fun bubble technique over here to create the water. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get yourself a little dish, you're gonna put some water in it, and you're gonna put a little bit of dish soap, just a little bit. And then we're gonna take our popsicle stick and we're gonna gather up some blue paint and we're gonna mix it on in, all right? We're gonna mix it on in like this. All right. And we are gonna start with a little bit of paint so it's not very dark. Something's stuck there, there we go. And then you got yourself a straw. And we're gonna blow gently. Just until those bubbles come over the top, they're not pouring over, and then we're just gonna lay them on top like this. All right, so that one, we didn't get much color in there, so that's okay. We can always, you can try it a couple times. If we need more paint in there, we just add more paint. Sometimes you need lots of paint, all right? So we're just gonna keep adding paint and blowing bubbles until we start seeing those bubbles show up on our tile. Okay, guys? So stir it up. Remember, we are blowing out. We are not sucking in, all right? We don't want to drink our bubbles. We just want to blow the bubbles. We're gonna stir. And even when you stir, you get some bubbles. That's awesome. Stir. We're just doing a little blowing. Little, we'll go right on the top like this. And see, we got bubbles. And we're gonna keep doing that. And we're gonna create a whole beachy bubble scene. So I've just been blowing bubbles and layering them on top of the other ones. Just like that, and you just keep doing that until you get enough color. And look, a good thing we laid down our tablecloth. All right, we don't have to worry about our beach because we taped that off of that sticker, right? Perfect, I like that a lot. I'm gonna stop right there. All right, so after you get your bubbles all where you want them, we are gonna peel up our beach sticker, being careful that we don't peel up our lines because we want our lines to stay down. And that is going to be our beach. And then you're just gonna paint your beach with some brown paint. We're just gonna paint it and we're just gonna follow along that line that we created. Nice little line, and we're going right over the top of those stickers. Right? Right over the top of those stickers. And we are just gonna paint away. All right, so we've got some brown laid down, and as you know, sand's not all one solid color, so we're gonna add some other little flecks of color in there. Get yourself an old toothbrush. If you had past kits from us, you got a couple of these laying around. These are your painting toothbrushes, sorry. And we are going to go ahead and we are just gonna grab some white paint and lay that down on our little paper plate. and some of that brown paint, and we're gonna mix it so it gets this nice light color, and we're gonna add a little extra water in there, right? Add a little bit more in there. So what we wanna do is we wanna create some variation, and then we're gonna do our speckles in our sand, trying to stay kind of away from our water as much as we can, right? Add a little bit more. Add some speckles in our sand. Just giving some sand. And it's okay if you get some in your water because it's shallow right there, right guys? You'd be able to see the sand right there in the water. So we're just gonna speckle up that. So we got all kinds of colors in there. Just like that. Perfect. Once you get that down, you can take that popsicle stick again, and we're gonna take some white, and we're just gonna lay it right here. Kind of thick. Right there along the edge, because that's like the surf. Right, you know how the water hits the beach and gets a little bit more white color there, so we're just gonna go right across the edge like this with our paintbrush, or not paintbrush, sorry, popsicle stick. Kind of like a paintbrush, we're painting with it, it's just not a brush. All right, and if you get it kind of thick, kind of really build it up there, like a line, you can take that straw and you can go. I got a little blue on there. And we're just blowing out the surf, guys. Blowing out the surf. And I'm not gonna worry about these little blue spots because those are little splashes of water. All right, guys, so everything's dry. Well, except that spot, you can see it's shiny. You know me, I always rush everything. Don't rush everything, okay? You guys take your time. I just get so excited. So after everything's dry, you wanna go ahead and peel up those lines that you laid down with those stickers. You can cut these little stickers thinner if you want. These are just kind of, I made mine a little bit thick. Now you might notice that there's some paint bled underneath the stickers. That's okay, because those lines were just really to like help us mark off ahead of time. You can always just paint it and then paint the lines on after everything's dry if you want. There we go. So now we got a cool tic-tac-toe board. All right. You can go through with some paint and you can paint those lines dark now if you want, or if you want to keep them white, you can just go over them with some white paint after those little seepy areas dry. And then we've got our cool little beach tic-tac-toe board. All right, so what about our pieces? What are we gonna use to play tic-tac-toe? Well, hello, we got you covered. You guys have 5 of these little fish and 5 of these little seahorse to paint. And you're just gonna paint them all different colors, or you can paint them all the same color. You can paint all your fish blue and all your seahorses brown, or you can go into detail and paint every little tiny spot, however you wanna do it. You just remember, one team is fish, one team is seahorse, and you got 5 of each of these. And then, when you're ready, you can play tic-tac-toe. Oh, I am seahorses. You are, oh, you laid down, so I'm gonna go right there. Oh, and I'm seahorses, so I'm gonna go here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so then you'll have this fun little seahorse and fish beach scene tic-tac-toe to do. Now I will caution you, remember guys, these are ceramic, so if you're too rough with them, they will break, all right? So be really careful with them. Play with them on the carpet is a good place to do it rather than on something that's a hard surface. All right, guys? So you got days and days worth of painting to do with these little fish and seahorse. All right, there you go.